to Secret Identity. Today we are hitting one of another highly recommended episode, and by we, I'm talking always fresh, never frozen. Brent Birnbaum.
What's up?
And Liquid Slater Harrison.
Let's get liquidy.
That's something that never took off. Consumers were disgusted and drowned.
I'm just trying to make fetch happen, okay?
Yeah.
It was during your Don Draper phase.
Yeah.
Let's make it liquidy.
Liquid. What about cigarettes, Betty?
Liquid, people love it. They don't say it enough. We hate moist, but we love liquid.
Everyone else's cigarettes are cancer. Ours are liquid.
That's the
Our
slogan for
liquid's
dog
wet.
food. Liquid. When you want to get wet, bitch. We're not wet today. We were talking white in the city of Gotham. Batman.
That sounds like a bad excretion segue, but I'll take it.
I went to drugs, actually.
Wow,
White
look at us.
night. Vision dreams of Nebula.
Yes!
We got a bunch of-
Let's go!
Oh, put a couple of lines on the palette and sniff it up for you all nice and pretty. I only started doing drugs when I ran for city council. Don't you know what kind of cesspool the DC is?
You merely just started doing drugs. I've been doing drugs my entire life.
Ketamine is like gravity. All it takes is a little...
And then you're right back to
And then
zero.
you're- I very
much enjoy this horse tranquilizer.
Nobody cared who I was until I put on the K.
Nice pussy.
Nice pussy. Venom 3 gets 2 tentacles up. But
Venom! It does, though. That movie was awesome.
That was good.
Yeah.
And if you want to hear us talk about it, stick around and subscribe. We're going to talk about it at the end of the episode. But today, we're talking Batman White Knight by Sean Murphy with Matt Hollingsworth. I can't tell you how this book fell into my lap, but it was one that I picked up and did not put down. I actually read it on a flight from New York to Boston, and this woman talked to me the entire time. Drowned her out completely because this was just such a page turn.
She didn't even
She was
care.
saying, I'm dying. I'm dying. Please call a doctor. You're like, shh.
You're in the
I'm reading a Batman book.
exit row.
Please, I cannot feel my left arm.
It was like the only time I ever sat in first class. It was like,
It's like, wow, he has no class.
I'm coming into the light.
no, that's just me pressing it. There was space for me to ignore her.
Can you get a blanket and throw it over her face?
Tried. In a book about getting to the same level as your enemies to find out you're the same. I did not pick up on the lesson, but I anytime I recommend a book to Brendan Ekios, thank you for recommending it to me. I know I did well.
This was an outstanding record. And you've been talking to me about this book since the Long Halloween episode.
This is
Wow, really? Took that long to get here, huh?
well, we I sound like Reagan. Oh well, we sure packed out with 30 great episodes, and we had to still give them some hits. There's only one more Batman book that the True Believers have been asking us for, and that was Death in the Family. And I just don't love that book, and it's an easy one to clown.
You know why you don't love it? Because it's not that good a book.
It's not good.
It
The Joker
sounds bad.
is like a liaison to Iran at
Yeah.
the end, right? And then Superman saves the day by running.
It's a wild and ridiculous book, and which is crazy because the 80s are my favorite era of comic books. But,
Really?
yeah, well, think about the books that came out in the 80s. Watchmen, Kraven's Last Hunt, Dark Knight Returns.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
For the man who was everything.
Yes,
Yeah.
Alan Moore. This is a great time for Alan Moore.
Yeah, Killing Joke.
Killing Joke.
Yeah.
Yeah. 80s was good for comics. 90s was good for when they
Daredevil
were
Born Again?
animation. That was 80s. Yeah, wow.
Damn.
And we've covered all of those, right?
Yeah.
Wow, yeah,
Wow,
those were
we're
the hits.
80s little slugs.
This is new. This is like
19?
Yeah, I don't even think it's that long, but 2019, 2018.
Yeah.
And I would say that this is like modern Killing Joke.
Yeah.
With more of a concrete, definitive, this is where the story's going and spelling it out for you, whereas Killing Joke is more ambiguous. This really does... This is how you subvert expectations.
Now, this is like when people talk about the modern renaissance of comic books. Fucking A, man.
Yeah. What did you like about this?
What didn't I like? Everything.
I feel like you're on an interview for a job right now. I mean, what are my weaknesses? I'm really generous. I can't give
I'm too
enough.
detail oriented. I put my work life above my personal life.
I will give up my virginity to this company.
I will.
Who is it?
I'll bend over now.
Saying that in
Point to
interviews.
whatever hole.
You don't work for Bad Boy anymore.
But yeah, no, this book is outstanding. I always say whenever I get to read a new book for the first time, it's the best feeling. Troy's been talking to me about this book for so long, so good. Do you know why do you know why I like this book so much?
Why?
Because we. Oh wow. Why? Because we love Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah,
we adore it. We think it might be the greatest animated series ever made. This is such a love letter to the animated series. I know it doesn't take place in the same universe as it, but so much of it is inspired by it. Whether it's the inclusion of Bullock and Renee Montoya.
Yeah, Bullock was a big figure in this.
Exactly.
Even Harley's design, where they have the fake Harley and then the real Harley comes back.
Yeah.
Baby doll.
Yes.
Baby doll being in the book.
Yeah,
and
that
also
was one of the best episodes with Croc.
Dude, and that her and Croc are together.
Yes, man. I saw a meme the other day that said, I'm Batman, but then there was another shot of just Pattinson running. It was like, I'm Batman, but when I see Killer Croc, like that's the one villain I'm running from.
No,
I'm
seriously.
The fucking bangers.
Yeah.
Have you seen? He was the scariest one in the Arkham games.
Crocodile on land.
Yeah. Oh my! And his name is Waylon.
I was thinking that in the books. I was like thinking that in the books too, where they're like breaking out and fighting the villains, and like Batman, I think takes Croc, and like Batgirl takes Bane, and Nightwing takes Two-Face. It's like we'll carrying your weight there, Dick.
I got this guy. Don't worry. All I gotta do is flip a coin. I'm not telling the outcome. You guys have fun getting your shit rocked.
Don't worry, I got the attorney covered.
Dick is also dressed like he's gonna storm the Capitol in this one. He immediately sides with the ops, and he's just sort of taking out his daddy issues on Bruce.
Well, that's the other thing. This is animated series Dick, because Dick in the comic books is a legend. Dick in the animated series is kind of a whiny little bitch.
Yeah, he leaves and becomes. We don't even get an explanation as to why he's Nightwing until the old Wounds episode.
Yeah.
In the third season, where he's telling it to Tim, right? And he's like, "Oh yeah, I remember this stuff. I have to follow those rules." And this, I always love when they portray. You see the effects of Batman's shitty parenting.
Yeah.
Or is it shitty? Frank Miller had a run of Batman and Robin where it was right after the Flying Graysons were killed, and Bruce is at the circus, and he immediately takes Dick because he's like,
yeah, he does.
I
know. I beat Slater.
So hard not to say
I beat Slater to it.
I stopped myself. I was like, but I was like, yeah.
I was like, yeah, he does. Slater's like apartheid.
he takes
the tick.
He takes Richard Grayson when he's on a date with Vicky Vale, and he goes, I have to take this boy because the Gotham PD are going to take him and they're going to execute him. And it's either that or he enters this war against crime fighting. And yeah, that's a pretty nice little sweet thing to connect your heart to Batman to and go, oh yeah, he is really a hero. But what are the effects of that? In this book, you see the adulthood. They're split from him already. Even Barbara at one point is like, you're just like him. Yeah. Which you always hate being told. You're just like the parent that you are resenting right now. And I thought this book just did a perfect job at... The story was obviously be between Batman and the Joker, but any character that was on the page was there for a reason.
Oh, totally. And also when Barbara says to Dick, she's like, you know what, Dick? You don't get to talk to Bruce like that.
Yeah.
He might be a jerk sometimes. He gave you everything.
That was a really important lesson.
I felt bad for her, man. She was like always having to get in the middle. She's like, you two are just idiots. Like,
yeah.
I can relate.
And it's also funny to me when she's like
You guys don't like them.
It's always funny to me when she's right behind Jim and he just doesn't pick up on anything.
I know. Yeah, I mean, come on, Gordon.
Wait, what?
Her dad is Commissioner Gordon. It's just funny when
you look familiar.
Batgirl's my favorite.
Yeah. You look like I feel like I fucked your mom once.
You kind of resemble her.
Who are our characters in this?
Oh, good call.
Batman White Knight.
Let's do it.
What did you think of this book? Because you absorbed it all today.
Yeah.
But this is an easy one to read through.
I took my time with it.
Yeah.
I put it down for a little.
She had the fire on the TV crackling. Crisped up on a nice fall day.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so delightful.
She was wearing a poncho.
Yeah.
I love how we've converted you.
Yeah, I know. Now I make it like my relaxing time. Like instead of a bath and candles and like fake fireplace and a comic.
Relax next to a comic book about a sociopathic clown becoming sane.
I'm like popping in every other hour. Like, what part do you want?
I was like, does anyone want hot chocolate?
I know what part you like the most when we find out about Mr. Freeze's dad.
Yeah. Oh, that was a great arc.
Oh yeah, you called Fred during that part.
Fred, we got some inclusion.
Hang on, they said the N-word.
The other one.
Yeah, not that one.
Really bad
Hard
one.
I. The hard Z.
Hard Z.
Yeah.
Who do we got in the hard Y?
Oh, I like that. Batman. We know who Batman is.
Yes. He's the knight.
He's the knight.
am
Joker / Jack Napier. So obviously we know who Joker is, but in this one, he becomes Jack Napier when he has pills shoved down his throat by Batman. And this is also another homage to the animated series, because even though the Jack Napier name was created for the '89 Burton movie, he was also Jack Napier in the animated series.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Napier. I was saying Napier.
Or Napier, maybe I'm mispronouncing it.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
trust
correct
you over
French.
me. Yeah. Give me the nerd vowels right now.
Yeah, it sounds French. Napier.
Napier! Oh, again.
Oh, Megan.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Probably Napier.
I like that they gave him a. I guess you sort of have to if you're going to be like, all right, the Joker's got to be normal. But I like that they sort of gave him a fully fledged out identity. Really made you see the difference in the guy he didn't want to be.
Yeah. That's why I always said that Arthur Fleck isn't the Joker even before Joker 2.
Right.
Because if Joker was going to have a name, it was going to be Jack Napier.
Yeah,
That's true. Do you think that's who it is in the second one?
Who kills him?
Carved him up.
Yeah, was there any names?
We'll never know.
So I wonder if there's any Easter eggs in
I always like it kind of more when Joker doesn't have a name, like in The Dark Knight. But if you're going to give him a name, you give him
His
Jack
name was
Napier.
You gotta make him Napier.
Napier.
Planet of the Napes.
All right. Harley Quinn, the classic Harley who seeks redemption alongside Jack and supports his campaign for Gotham's reform. So this is Harleen Quinzel, not to be confused with the second Harley, a.k.a. the Neo Joker, who's a newer, darker Harley. Apparently, at one point, Joker didn't realize that the first Harley
had just left.
He just kidnapped another
he
blonde
kidnapped
woman.
another one and then just started calling her Harley.
Yeah.
And she's like, you know what? I'm into it.
She's like, I'm whatever you want me to be, baby.
I'll match your freak, baby.
It ain't that hard, fellas.
Marion Jews.
I'm into it, baby.
Just be a little Stockholm Syndrome and you Riz, and then...
She even says that in there. She's like, I
She
realize
does.
it's Stockholm Syndrome. I don't care.
That actually is a critique I had about the normal Harley is when she marries Joker, someone goes, get me a priest. I'm like, Harley's Jewish.
Oh, really?
Yeah, get him a rabbi.
It kind of reminded me of Yellowstone. I don't know if you've seen it. The bits I've seen... This and the Bruce Timm movie that came out with Nightwing and Batman a few years ago are like two of the best Harley stories.
Was that the one where
she farts in the car?
Yeah, the Big Bang Theory woman voices her, but
Yes,
not Kaylee Cuoco. Because she's the Harley Quinn. She was the other one.
Right.
Melissa Rauch, I think. Yeah.
The one who plays what's his name, girlfriend. The
Yeah,
tiny
exactly.
girl.
Yeah.
Howard's girlfriend.
Yeah.
Hate that I know that.
Wow, I hate that I don't know it. I was trying to catch it, but you guys had half sentences. So I was like, and then what? No,
So we were David Letterman each other. So we had her on the show. She was on that show.
like
There's a
him
bunch of
playing-
nerds. There's a bunch of guys that got around and they banged, and people theorized about
It's like
that.
him playing a game of Clue with himself. Yeah.
So, Paul, we got some Kaylee Cuckoo music. Oh yeah, here she is, Harley
She was in
Quinn.
the hallway with a candle.
Peter's tie.
Oh, wow.
So who else we got in this book here, Paul?
We got Gordon. He's
Never gonna not have Gordon.
He's the police commissioner. He's caught between Batman's controversial actions and Jack Napier's reformist agenda.
That's the son of the police.
It's been a while since I've done that voice.
He was referenced on something I was watching earlier, and I said, wow, you never heard Jimmy Stewart name drop anymore. I think the last time I heard it was when we did the background.
Was it Only Murders in the Building?
Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah, they referenced It's a Wonderful Life recently.
Yes, that's what I heard. And who else?
Nightwing and Batgirl, Batman's allies who are forced to confront their loyalty to Bruce as he spirals into violence.
They don't really have the romantic relationship in this one as much.
Yeah, it's
Oh yeah, I don't think they were at all.
I think it's implied that they've broken up and they're kind of still working together.
Yeah,
Like,
right. Yeah. Still
Yeah.
not. Yeah, she hasn't been. I guess this is a universe where she always has her legs. Right? Because like Joker's already turned. I don't see him doing a killing joke after this.
Oh, totally. How did she get her, like, because she's back to being Batgirl, but I guess because they always, maybe it was
That's what it
Flashpoint.
is.
Yeah.
I think it was Flashpoint. And
A wizard did it.
A wizard. Yeah. I also think that, like, we've done the Oracle in the chair thing now. Like, that story's done. It's like time to have her back as Batgirl. Because Batgirl's just so cool.
She's so cool.
I'm so mad that movie got shelved.
Dude, I would have loved that. Dude, Brendan Fraser as Firefly would have been so cool.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Sick.
That Bad Boys 2 movie, that's who directed the Batgirl movie. You telling me those guys weren't going to make a kick-ass action movie?
What?
Yeah, and Warner Brothers just shelved it.
Why did they shelve it?
Tax purposes. That wasn't the only casualty. Yeah, during the merge.
Oh, well.
Did John Singleton do Bad Boys? Or
I don't know who did the first one. He may have done the first one, but whoever did the second one, it was the same. It was brothers who did the second one, and they directed the Batgirl movie. And the second one was
nice.
Amazing. It was funny.
Oh yeah,
they had the action scenes were
not as funny as Boys in the Hood.
Ricky, that one gets me every time.
Hilarious.
Oh God, brother, you can do anything you set your mind to. I know a great place we could go to. There's always fine women there. Church.
Ricky.
Would you mention Alfred in this breakdown at all? He's kind of like once he's dead, Bruce, because they're scared.
You're right. I didn't include him in the characters. I include him in the description.
Oh, okay. Well, that's all that matters. As long as he gets
Alfred dies.
Of a name drop.
Spoiler alert.
What I was thinking about in terms of Alfred is you had said previously that Jim Gordon is the second most important Batman character in Batman next to Batman, and this book made me realize how important Alfred was, or at least Alfred sort of represents Bruce's pulling punches back, and they're all scared for him if he dies.
Would you say that Jim Gordon is the second most important character to Batman, but Alfred's the second most important character to Bruce?
Yes.
Cool.
I like that. Perfect. Yes. I feel like it would shoot me in the leg if I said no. Yeah, no, he is, because Alfred,
but not with a gun.
A sticky gun. Oh, yeah, that's a great point, because
you might think it's water, but it's not. Channeling the trickster.
I know. Yeah, that's one of the best episodes, if not the best Flash anything ever. That
amazing.
22 minutes of Justice League is better than the entire Flash movie.
Oh, my number 2 Justice League episode.
And it was Everything Is Number 1?
Nah, booster.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes I just like to wind up the dog.
Yeah, you did. That was nice. He's going.
Dog.
He's barking. Get that dog out here. We know he's in there.
Oh, I mentioned him under Mr. Freeze. So Mr. Freeze, key figure in Jack's plans, who helps uncover secrets about the Wayne family's ties to Nazi experiments in Gotham. And Bruce is working with him to use his technology to save Alfred, but he's unable to.
It's kind of like the uncovering in the Batman movie.
Yeah. Totally.
And Martha, like that's
You're right.
It's maybe where they took some of the direction from, and why I think the Batman universe is so great, because Reeves clearly understands and loves the source material and gives us something that we're familiar with, but we don't already know.
Right.
And that's why I liked this book.
He gives a deconstruction. That's what the Penguin show is, which we'll hold off. But the Penguin show is such a deconstruction.
It's so good that I forget that they are completely redoing the Penguin before our eyes, and this is not the origin at all, and it's so much better.
Oh yeah,
so cool. It's like everything they tried to do with New 52 and the Ultimate Universe, but it actually worked.
Oh, totally. My dad has a theory on it that the Penguin, once he takes power, he's going to invent that kind of upper crust backstory for himself. Because he's always been so insecure about his upbringing, and so then he's going to invent the becoming from this upper crust family that we know and love.
On the cob,
shout out Adam Byrne.
So good.
Adam Birnbaum, my corn. Give it to me, Colonel.
This next character I love, Duke Thomas. He's a former gang leader who joins Jack Napier's cause. Would you know what's great about him?
We're gonna have to go work with the Joker.
Yeah, Sean Murphy. Basically, he's like, I love Luke Cage so much, I just wrote him into this.
Yeah. Oh my God, he is Luke Cage.
He's like, I gave him a different name. He goes, but I just made him Luke Cage.
Most racial I think I've ever read a Batman comic. Yeah. They really played up the real world politics, and I thought it was brilliant.
White Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah, they literally were like, nobody's gonna listen to a black person from Backport. Is that what it was called? Mm-hmm. So the smartest thing we could have done was elect the palest dude in history.
They really made him Bernie.
Yeah. Do you want to know how I got these scars? I did not have Medicare for all.
I might have killed Jason Todd, but look at what Batman's doing.
I took him to a crowbar.
He's diverted your funds.
And who's been paying the Batman fund? Bruce Wayne. Nobody's going to investigate that.
Who's the real villain here, me or Jim Gordon or Elizabeth Warren?
Yeah, we could assume it's Poison Ivy in this book.
Mad Hatter. We know who Mad Hatter is.
Mad Hatter is always he's never not. What's Ron Howard's brother's name?
Oh God.
That's who Mad Hatter is to me. At least he was talking normal.
He was
somewhat in this.
Well, because they tell him to shut the they're like, just shut the fuck up.
He just flips. It reminded me of that lineup from Friday where Smokey was like, "Man, I'll be playing mind games with Debo." He'd be like, "Shut the fuck up, Smokey," and I'll be quiet. But when he leave, I'll be talking again. That's Mad Hatter to me. He's just the dumbest villain.
So strange.
And it's so weird that they pulled him into this universe.
Oh, yeah.
For the sake of...
For the mind control aspects,
yeah. I mean, we just came from
like, who could do that? Who could do that?
They call me the Hung Man. Take that, Sophia Chikante.
You still think I'm the Hung Man?
Pissed about Hangman? Hung Man.
Yeah, leave her.
Better.
Fuck it.
Prove it.
Bop it.
Leave it. Bop it.
Twist it.
Do it.
Spill it, Brent.
Cobb it.
Lick it.
Like it. Do it. Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Issue 1.
How many issues of this are there?
We
12?
have 8 issues.
I got 9 issues.
Share.
I got 8 on it.
Batman is fucking brutal in this, man. He's almost he has like Arkham Batman strength. Like Arkham games. He's like all brawl in this one.
Arkham
Well,
style.
it's a redemption story for the Joker, but it's also a redemption story for Batman.
Yeah. I don't want to get ahead of myself.
Yeah.
Break it down and we'll get to it. It's just such a great book.
I love
hope
it.
everybody reads it.
Yes. Issue 1. Joker is apprehended in a particularly violent confrontation with Batman, during which Batman's extreme methods shock Gotham. What he does is Batman is just at his wit's end with Joker, so he takes a bunch of pills that he finds in this pharmacy or wherever they...
Yeah, it wasn't really... Was it in his utility belt?
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't clear where he got all this saddle
He
off
like
from.
found the pill. Like Joker broke into like a pharmacy factory or something, a pill factory.
Yeah.
And there are all these pills there, and Batman's like, here you go. You know what? Fuck you. He just dumps a bunch of pills down the Joker.
That's crazy open.
It's insane.
It's
Like,
just
I
with
was
the
like-
blood and everyone's watching.
Yeah.
It's sort
And
of...
I'm like, you're literally like illegally overdosing.
Yeah, he's not checking the dosage
Not legal.
or anything.
It's not legal
Yeah.
overdose.
No.
Someone else. Lethal.
Gordon's
overdose.
like, oh, yeah, we're going to have to turn off the body cams here.
Oh, they're already off. Good. Of course they are.
That's Gotham's
cameras.
policy.
It's also like probably it was scarier watching Batman do that to him than it would be like watching him beat him to a pulp.
Yeah,
Totally.
I'd rather.
He's just sort of like, fine,
Yeah.
do it then.
Yeah.
I told you to take the birth control.
It's Plan B. It's not
Plan
Plan
C, Plan J.
I thought he wanted to leave the Matrix. They were red pills.
Yeah, and he just sort of leaves him with all these pills, and he's like, breathe.
Yeah. He's like, rub some dirt in it. I'm like, what, dude?
And then it turns out someone we don't know yet filmed the entire thing with a phone, put it on the internet, and then people are like, this is a bad look. People, they're complaining about our methods.
There's a lot of like modern twists in this.
Yeah.
Maybe because it did come out like not too long ago, but like a lot of like social media and like the government and like just a lot of stuff was very relevant and a bit scary.
Well, what's
might I
cool
add.
is Sean Murphy had the idea of watching the animated series. He's like,
I just noticed this in the background.
Exactly.
That's the Batman the animated series.
And
you have that
Jack
t-shirt.
looks like how he looked in Mask of the Phantasm.
Yes. Yeah. Wow.
There
And
was
so
a
does
lot
Bruce.
of-
Bruce looks like animated
Yeah,
series.
exactly.
There was a lot of good little I Spy details.
That's a great catch too.
There's
Yeah.
this page alone. There's just so many beautiful Easter eggs. You've got the long Halloween biplane up here,
Oh wait, what?
where he's fighting on the plane. Remember that?
Oh, and you have the Joker gun
Yeah,
that he shoots
with
Barbara with.
Bart from
Yeah.
Killing Joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even his the Killing Joke face here with the silhouette, where like he's got the when he comes out of the vat of chemicals. Even the Batman merch is straight up that animated series merch. He's got the thermoses. The lunchbox.
Dude, I love
It's
finding
literally
Easter
like
eggs.
your room.
Yeah,
When
he's
we
got
did-
the same Batmobile that's behind
where
Brent.
you live.
When we do a life story, I
Tour.
found an Easter egg that I had to tell. We're gonna save it for life story for Spidey life story, but I had to tell Troy. I got so hyped when I saw it. I was like, "Holy shit! What is this?"
Yeah. Oh, it was so great. I got so excited when he said that. There's so many great things in this book. There's many fantastic things about this book.
Yeah, how many? I think it's on the next page there, maybe. When he
Was that Korea? Was that Defoe?
That was Defoe saying there's many fantastic things. What was it on the next page? We're looking.
You're something of a clown yourself, aren't
I'm
you?
Something of a. You want to know how I got these?
Are you something of a
Very,
comedian?
interesting. I'm something of a comic myself, Peter. What was it you were asking about there? That's some neat trick you got.
Of course it is.
I think
Yes.
Put it away, Cage.
I can't help it. When I see airplanes, I just pull my dick out. Yeah, and I get very excited when he does that.
That's not what I meant by biplane, baby.
That's no moon.
That's your mother. What was it on the next page?
Nah,
The
it's
Easter
fine.
egg?
It's somewhere. I'll see when it's there.
It was a
I'll
deviled
point
egg.
it out.
I'm sorry, that was stupid.
Fucking bunny. All right.
Give it to us, Brent.
Okay, so the footage leaks online. Everyone on the internet is like, dude, what did Batman do to the Joker? But as a result of what Batman did, Joker turns sane. He starts going by the name Jack, and he decides to file a suit against Gordon, Batman, and the entire Gotham Police Department for how they treated him.
Which I thought was pretty badass and on point. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if he was like, you know.
I might have murdered a teenager, but at least I paid my taxes.
And now I read the Quran.
Assalamu alaikum.
That'd be funny. Joker goes to jail and he just becomes a Muslim.
You go, why do you sound like Bernie Sanders now? I need to pray 5 times a day.
He was beneath Jack, beneath the Joker.
It was Muhammad.
Yeah, exactly. Why did my crate? No, I'm not even gonna say it.
What was that?
Nothing. It was gonna sound bad. I think it's coming up because you're saying he's in the courtroom doing his like case.
Yeah.
Because that reminded me of the Joker Port du Ex, and I was in the courtroom, kind of being like, I am like that was Joker, that's not me, and I was like, dude, what? Did I get that from that? Because that was very like parallel, like almost like the dialogue is very similar.
And well, that's almost the difference because Arthur takes responsibility and saying that was me.
Yeah.
I was doing all this
well,
stuff.
because when he's doing that, his shadow is the Joker. And he's really Napier.
I thought that was cool.
Yeah. I thought that was pretty tight.
I like
Shadows are
metaphors and
tight.
shit.
Shadows
yo,
are tight.
reading and shit.
Yo, church.
Yo, Mr. White, I'm just looking at the pictures.
It's like pictures that I could like put the voices in my head. Yo, Betty White is Harley Quinn.
I can't read.
But
You think this is new? This clownery?
There's a little note written down for the open mic. That's what it was. If you read it, it's like how many policemen does it take to unscrew a light bulb or screw a light bulb, whatever. And then his little answer on his note with the mic was one Batman or something. It's in there somewhere.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
What is there?
Well, that's what you were talking about.
It takes me
Like
so
him
long,
with the
dude. Yeah, I'm like looking at everything.
Well, because the art's amazing.
Because I read it and then I'm not really looking at the art. So I like look at the art, or I read it, I look at the art, and then I do it again. All one
Yeah,
thing.
I usually breeze
Like-
through it and then I'll go back and I'll I spend more time staring at the art.
You're like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, especially like
Unless if it's an Alex Ross comic in which I'm always staring at the art because the
Not that
dialogue
big.
is
Yeah.
ass.
You can almost just look at the pictures.
Yeah.
I
pretty
was
much.
just looking at a centerfold
Dude,
of Batman.
Yeah.
Centerfold of Dina Lance over there.
Yeah. This has like as much. It's as wordy as Kingdom Come, but it's easier to read.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, this kind of reminded me of like the wordiness of Dark Phoenix, but it was actually good.
Yeah,
Well,
it wasn't as
Alex Ross is the. Sorry, what was that?
No, I was saying it wasn't as like daunting.
Yeah, well, Alex Ross, I think, is the definition of style over substance. But when the style's that good, who fucking
Yeah,
cares?
you model every character to look like you.
Exactly.
If I feel like I can smell them, they've done the right thing. Brent spills his water again. What? Did someone
that
say?
about breathing?
Oh God!
We're not gonna get you Depends for Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
I'm gonna get you one diaper.
I pooped myself.
I love when Brent squirts over comics.
Oh my god, same. We gotta get like a slippery when wet sign near you.
Slippery when Brent.
Jewish Pog really enjoys his comic books.
It's just Brent's like silhouette too, and not
Yeah,
just like this
got an ass
person.
like an
It's
hourglass.
Bigfoot. All right, Bigfoot
Issue 2 starts with the trial.
Yeah, which also makes sense that Jack would be very intelligent because it's like almost saying, what if Joker applied his usage of just kind of explosions and master plans to something productive?
Right.
Yeah. It's like if anyone what goes to the other side.
It's like when George Costanza stops having sex. I'm like,
Absolute zero, of course. He's sitting at the diner.
yeah. Thank you. There's a diner in Seinfeld.
Yeah. In the show, it's called
the
Tom's, and in real life, it's called Monk's, and it's owned by a guy named Brian.
Yeah, that place is knocked out now, right?
No, it's still there.
No, still there.
Oh, really?
I took my mom there last year.
Yeah.
Oh.
I took Troy's mom last year too.
I knew something was brewing.
Nice. I'll give you that one.
saw-
Happy birthday, Mom. Sorry you had to hear that.
At least he took you to dinner first. It was breakfast. We were at a diner. Breakfast all day.
Issue 2.
Thank you.
So Jack Napier uses his newfound
Revelations.
clarity and charisma to expose the corruption within Gotham, especially in the Gotham City Police Department. He wins over the public and allies with Harley Quinn, the original. That's where you find out about the change among the two Harleys. And the second Harley is spurned by Jack because she never cared for Jack. She loves Joker.
Never cared for her.
I don't care. They don't care about you, Frank. They only like you for your makeup and your lips.
It kind of at first it felt like a fuck you to the Margot Robbie take on Harley Quinn, where they're like, move over, let's bring back the black and red.
Right.
But it worked having the
Where you
two.
going, Margot?
Mark, stay.
You gonna be an Aquaman? Someplace aquatic? Nice.
You just left him hanging, dude.
I was
That was so sad.
No, I had to leave it there.
That was the longest hang I've ever seen.
laughing at him.
I know. It was all good, but it was so sad.
How would you define our relationship? Symbiotic?
He leaves me hanging. Hello?
Say the issue with Jack Napier is he used to be psychotic.
Yeah, but without his makeup, he's hot.
And that's just
exotic.
Slater getting horny on the podcast again.
Yeah, no.
Oh no, he's hot.
Yeah, how,
He
is
is. That anchor woman says it too, which I thought was hilarious. She's like, without the makeup, he's actually pretty good looking. Right, Tom? Back to you.
I guess he just full body makeups in this. He doesn't. It's not like a Vat of Chemicals Joker.
Yeah.
He's doing that every day, which has got to be the
yeah,
most exhausting.
yeah.
part
How
of
does
the
that
Joker.
feel? Because you've done that almost.
It's
every
a
day.
lot. I've done it. You do it. You put on Joker makeup and then you try to get as much content as you can
'Cause
in
it's
one
a
day
lot.
because it's so much. And if you sweat and you just feel gross.
Dripping all
and-
over my scar.
yeah, and those scars are hard to keep on too.
Heath
And
used to apply the makeup himself too.
Yeah,
Heath Ledger.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said he like talking to me about Troy. I'm like, yeah, I've seen it. I've
did
walked
it.
into the
I'm
bathroom
doing something.
and the sink is rainbow.
Yeah,
I'm like, what?
sorry.
What happened here?
I did the last time I did it was mic drop, and I was like, yeah, I think I'm good on
Well,
this.
sometimes I get worried, but then when I see green,
Wasn't that
I'm
like last
yeah.
week?
Yeah,
I haven't done it in like 6 days.
I've turned a new leaf, gosh darn it.
yeah, I got a problem. That's my mask.
Yeah, you do.
It's issue 3.
Yeah, that's one of
Let's
them.
talk about more issues.
You remind me of my father.
Well, did Freeze pop up in 3 or 2?
Freeze pops up in
Ended 2 when they're trying to see if they could replicate the technology
Freeze
to
pops
keep
up in
Alfred
2.
alive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a bit confusing to me.
What?
The freeze situation where it turns to water and then they like drown and then they're like old and like what's happening.
So Freeze his wife.
He's freezing stuff in time. I get that.
Yeah.
But like,
And they're
they
trying
just
to-
come back. But when they come back, they age all that time.
You just explained all of it. How is this confusing?
Yeah.
Oh, no,
haven't perfected
You
it
just
yet.
explained it accurately.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
No, yeah, you had it
That's
down.
what I thought. And I was like, maybe if I pose this as a question and I'm wrong, I won't sound as big of a fucking idiot.
If anything, you posing it as a question made you sound well because it was just a perfect description of it. You're like,
You ask questions, you know the answer
Come
to.
on.
Gosh darn it. Yeah, no.
I know you're
Whatever the fuck.
taking a page out of my book.
yeah. Bro, and I'm slowly turning into Bragg in the backwards hat too.
I know. Wow,
That's true.
You're gonna have a leather
You got a
jacket.
leather jacket
back.
next week, and you're just
I'm
gonna
gonna
be
spill water
sweating.
all over me.
You're gonna be doing all kinds of Travoltas.
Yeah. Okay.
That backwards
gonna do
hat,
Travolta, but
I'd
I
call it hypnotic. I'm sorry.
All right, Duke. What's the next thing?
Duke.
Issue 3?
Issue 3, that's where we meet Duke Thomas, who is just Luke Cage.
Woo! Someone's on fire.
He was a former cop who was kicked off the force for blowing the whistle.
Like Christopher Dorner. Remember that cop in California who blew the whistle like maybe 10 years ago on all the corrupt LA cops, and then he like went around murdering police officers, and
Wait,
then they
really?
had him in his shootout in a cabin in the woods. Cat Williams had a bit where he's like, "You don't, yeah, oh,
This is all true life.
you guys don't know about
stories?
Christopher Dorner? Yeah, that's
No.
who.
The only cop I know about is Mark Furman.
Yeah, that's so. it's like Christopher Dorner exposed like 12 Mark Furmans, and then they fired him from the police force, and then he did some vigilantism and went and killed a bunch of cops, and then they found him in the woods, and then he had to shoot off. And then Cat Williams had a bit where they were like, and then they said it looked like he committed suicide. We just watched them barbecue this man on national TV.
Oh my Lord.
But who is Duke in this?
When was that?
This was 2013.
Oh, okay.
2014.
Right,
yeah.
So we're a little behind, but we'll catch up.
But in time for them to sort of base this off of that with a mix of Luke Cage.
Totally.
Power man.
Oh, yeah. No, I think Duke is more like your guy, Chris Berman. He just looks just like Luke Cage.
Yeah. But give us the lowdown on him.
But yeah, so he decides to ally with Jack because he's like, you know what? I don't like the whole you being the Joker thing, but I do like what you're saying.
Do you hear the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Man, nobody understands the words that are coming out of your mouth. But yeah. So
so hard to edit.
During this part, this is when the second Harley takes on the name Neo Joker. She resents Jack's transformation and decides to bring back the chaotic Joker persona. She teams with Mad Hatter to get all the villains under her control. This was originally Joker and the real Harley's idea, but she steals it by. That's kind of crazy. They put the Mad Hatter device into Clayface.
Yeah, that was also confusing.
Yeah.
Shall I explain it like I know?
Yes, please. Please explain it, Brent.
Yeah.
They put the Mad Hatter device into Clayface, and they disintegrate Clayface, give him to all the villains. So,
he then is just like a part of them all.
Yeah, so they ingested
The symbiote?
Clayface, who's being controlled. What?
Like the symbiote?
Like the symbiote, exactly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right. I didn't know how he was getting inside of them. You know what I'm saying?
Not consensually.
Yeah, it didn't seem like it.
But yeah, and that's how they get all the villains under control, and then sadly Alfred passes away.
All right,
Yeah,
Pennyworth.
that was sad. And when we'll get to it. The note. I was like, ooh,
Oh,
cursive.
yeah, the note. Yeah.
He would.
There's a great Nightwing book that we should read where Alfred dies and he leaves his fortune to Dick Grayson, and Dick has to sort of come to terms with like, oh, wow, he was always looking out for me all these years when I had left Bruce in the wind, and Alfred sort of put his trust and gave everything to, because Alfred died a billionaire because of all the money he had from that Thomas and Martha left and his years of service to the Waynes. It's just never easy. The saddest episode of Batman for me was when he almost died in that epilogue Justice League Unlimited episode where like he drops the cup and I think he does die.
And when Bruce almost died,
dies.
and when is that like when him and Terry are like having the falling out?
Yes.
Yeah. So like as in like the pills fall and Terry's like and Terry sees him like struggling with the pills.
Yeah, that's always hard for me to like. It's so. That, and then when Nightwing dies in Injustice, when Damian accidentally throws one of his clubs at him, and he
I've seen that.
Batman is like
Spears him?
he what?
Britney Spears him?
What happened to Britney Spears?
Did you say he threw a club?
He threw one of his things at him, and Damian threw it at him, and Nightwing didn't dodge it. It hit Nightwing in the head, and it killed him. And Damian was like, "You always dodge. What's wrong with you?" And Batman like disowns Damian.
Dodge,
and then Batman,
duck, dive,
Batman's like punching the wall of the Batcave, and Catwoman comes to him, and she's like, "Don't be Batman, not tonight." And she takes his mask off, and he's just crying because that was like his son/brother. It's just anytime you see that level of humanity in him, and he's not brawn. I feel like people always miss that aspect of the character. He's a broken child.
Oh yeah. Who? Bruce.
Bruce. Yeah.
Yeah.
And in many ways, like, Dick is his rock. Like, and so, like,
I know, there's no good way to. Why don't we ever get a reboot of that name?
Yeah, right.
It's getting us flagged, damn it. We're just trying to talk about Dick on a comic book podcast. How is that baiting children? That's what we get flagged for every time we bring up the character's name.
I know.
It sucks because he's so cool.
I know.
Yeah.
I love Dick.
Take it up with Bill Finger.
Yeah. How do we not get flagged for that?
Finger and Dick.
Yeah.
Urethra.
Dick finger. Urethra.
What issue are we on?
4. Issue 4. So the secrets of Wayne's past. So Jack introduces the idea of the Gotham Terror Oppression Unit. GTO. So basically, it's a special police task force to fight crime, in which Batman's allies would be included, such as Nightwing and Batgirl.
Yeah, kind of the biggest slap in the face that they could ever possibly do to Batman, and Joker knows that.
Yeah,
and Gordon knows it too, but Gordon wouldn't do it because of Batman's feelings. But Joker doesn't give a shit. Joker's trying to make a statement here, and that's that Gotham needs more of a force and a coalition rather than just one man behind everything.
And Dick and Barbara kind of see it. They're like, yeah, we get it.
Yeah. They've literally seen both sides of it now. And Barbara doesn't fully commit, but Grayson definitely does. And I think that's the right choice for both of their characters.
Totally.
Barbara was always sort of, she was reluctantly accepted into the Bat family, but then once she was family. Dick Grayson always, there was nothing else. Bruce became his whole life when his life got sucked away, so he would have that resentment. Like,
I'm telling you, this is the Batman. This is really taking a page from the Batman the Animated Series. Exactly. Like, this is. It almost feels like it's that in between period, like after he punches Bruce.
And he goes to Bloodhaven.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So what happens in 4?
That was 4.
Oh, what happens in 5?
5.
6, 7, 8.
This is the Neo Joker's rise. So Batman has a falling out with Dick and later uncovers dark secrets about the Wayne family, including connections to Nazi experiments involving Mr. Freeze. This revelation really kind of furthers his psyche. Neo Joker escalates her campaign against Gotham, using her influence to try to force Jack back into the Joker identity. And so then they have the Neo Joker on the ropes. The GTO is about to take out all the Neo Joker and the villains, but Batman intervenes and makes things much worse and destroys a bridge. And so Gordon goes, I can't anymore. I gotta arrest you. But meanwhile, Jack wanted this to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jack has ulterior motives here. He wants to embarrass Batman.
Yeah, he does. But everything that he was saying sounded so good. Like, I was persuaded. I was ready. I was going to make him councilman.
There's always good arguments to make against Batman, especially if you're a taxpayer in this situation.
Yeah, well, then it ends up
that's how he turns everyone against Batman.
But that wasn't even the case.
Yeah,
right?
well, because he makes the public think there's this Batman reparation fund that the taxpayers have to pay $3 billion a year to make up for the damages Batman does, but then we find out that
Eric Adams stole it all.
Yeah, son of a gun.
We'll get to what happens to the Batman.
Can we get this flight to LA, but can we stop in Turkey first?
Maybe Tahiti.
Where are you going, Eric?
Where you going, Eric? Someplace federal prison? So that was 5. This is 6.
Yeah,
that's how numbers work.
Yes,
got it.
We're bad at counting today.
Where are you going, Freeze? Someplace Arctic? Someplace. I invested it. Someplace Antarctic. That would have been so much better.
I'll cut it so it looks like that.
You're the best. Where are you going, Freeze? Someplace Antarctic.
Anything to lie to the fans. What Freeze gets comeuppance pretty quickly, right? Doesn't he try to double cross, and they're like, "No, get back here."
He's more just like I'm gonna do my own thing.
Yeah. He doesn't. He's not. He just wants to save his wife.
Exactly.
My wife.
Not my
wife.
She has not much time left. He says that? Oh,
they were like, even if it works, we still don't have a cure for her disease. And he was like, I didn't think of that. It's like in Detroiters when Wallace is like, hey guys, I figured it out, and with me off the books, you can afford to keep her on the salary. So, am I back? You just proved why we can't have you back. Wallace, you did
it again.
Such a good show.
Devereaux.
Napier.
Not made from dead body. Why do you have to say it though? Because everyone's thinking it. All right,
so issue 6. So this is Batman's fall. So Batman is eventually arrested by Gordon and the GTO, including Nightwing. But Dick does have a stipulation. He's like,
no mask.
No mask. You don't get to take his mask on. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, which I thought was. At least it showed him having some backbone here, not being fully absorbed into this new system.
Totally.
Yeah, that was like his one thing he wanted to budge on, which I thought was sweet.
Yeah, that kind of puts everyone's life in danger too. You unmask Batman, then they go, "Who's his ward all those years?" Oh! You unmask him, you essentially unmask Barbara, and
it's probably for selfish.
And Gordon's like, I wonder who this woman is. Who I totally fuck, but I don't want to. But I want
a daughter around the same age, build, and height.
If she had a mother, I'd fuck the shit out of her mother.
Every time my daughter's gone, she shows up.
Jim, you put the wrong man in shackles.
For whatever reason, Batgirl disgusts me. But if she had a mom named Barbara Keane.
Game over.
Game over. He's nice.
You guys are just a couple of bros.
Just yeah. You gotta wear a backwards hat next time too.
No, I feel left out.
We're all Johnny Drama.
Victory!
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 Yeah, that's your version. You never watched Entourage, right?
No.
You're like, no, I got mine
You're
right
not missing.
here.
You're not missing out.
I'll be it.
I worked with Jeremy Piven early on in my Broadway career, and that soured any me ever wanting to watch Entourage.
That's fair. He's
I pivoted away from
bad
that.
guy.
Predator. Where they don't like him in Miami. You got to be kind of a bad guy to not be liked in Miami. They're kind of pretty tolerant, accepting of people down there.
Yeah, Florida's arms wide open.
But not mine.
Not. All right, 7?
Yes, 7. So Batman. This is no mask, but Batman does get arrested. Meanwhile, we learn that Mr. Freeze's father actually created a cold gun with the help of the Waynes. Yeah, yeah.
You're sick.
He created the Gesundheit gun.
Not the sniffles.
It's a gun that says "God bless you."
It shoots out Kleenex.
This invention is idiotic. Do not
What's your power?
Do not insult my father.
Nice to meet you.
He worked very hard on the Gesundheit gun. There's a ton of practical inventions for it. It's not another invention.
Well, the Nazis were cure finding that smoking cures cancer. Mine was causing the cold.
I have another invention. It's called a jump to conclusions, Matt.
Eventually became the common cold.
You jump to conclusions.
I'm high. I'm mid jump. I have landed.
It is a good idea.
Sharks.
We have our Series B funding.
Today, I present to you Mark Cuban, buy my gun.
Mr. Wonderful, I love you. Maria, please, if I invent the Gesundheit gun, will you have me back?
Please, Mark Cuban signed on. Maria.
Maria.
Sorry, I just can't.
We made the Gesundheit gun. We did it, me and you, but mostly me.
It's a great idea, but I'm out. I only invest in basketball.
Thank you for your time.
Even though I did not get it.
Next, I will try American Idol.
I'm just doing Cookie Monster.
If you don't like this tangent, fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Cookie.
But yes,
Cookies are coming.
Mr. Freeze created a cold gun that his dad created it using Nazi technology that makes everything cold. Thomas Wayne disowned it.
That's how Nazis work. Yeah, we touch you, you are now cold like
going
us.
to make the entire world cold, and Thomas Wayne is like, no.
You'll be cold like me, cold-hearted, cold-blooded. And you will
Project
live in the
Paperclip.
snow. We only travel in the winter.
Batman's life is ridiculous.
It really is.
He's got to fight against the clown that's now Elliot Spitzer, and his father might
It's
have
Harley number 9.
Yeah, Harley number 9. And his dad has a connection to the Nazis and something called the cold gun. And he's in trouble. He's the problem for trying to stop
Answers are in the underground tunnels. Gosh darn it.
I did love that they broke into his house and they were like, "We're close to a secret room. It's got to be somewhere." And Bruce comes out in a bathrobe. And he's
like a
Charlie G. Wiggins, get out of my house! And Dick's like, "Good call with the rope." Yeah.
No one wants to see what he's doing to Tim Drake back there. Everyone wants to know where Tim Drake was in this book. You don't want to know where Tim was.
Where Robin is? Yeah. Yeah, he's at a Diddy party.
Oh, God.
Tim Drake's my favorite Robin.
Robin wasn't dead. He's been shackled in his basement.
The boy died the same time Robin did.
Oy.
Wait, what is next?
So Neo Joker has this cold gun, and Jack realizes, right, has a gun that makes things cold.
There we go.
There we go. So Jack realizes the only way to stop Neo Joker is he has to work with Batman. Of course you do.
You have to.
Yes.
You're going to pet it over.
Meanwhile, I've been under the control of the Neo Joker the entire time. I actually have never been under her control. I just wanted friends to hang out with.
I just wanted to be under a woman and leave it at that.
I lost my coat.
You merely adopted the Mad Hatter. He was my friend for years. We play Parcheesi together.
I was the only one going to his birthday parties at Dave and Buster's.
It's always the same theme, fucking Lewis Carroll.
Alice in Wonderland again.
Oh, wow, through the looking glass. How clever, Jarvis.
There's no growth with you, Hatter. Another year older and it's the same game.
This birthday
same
party
deck of
would be
cards.
incredibly painful for me.
For me?
Oh my god.
Of course. I have a gift card to AMC.
So Jack decides to team with Batman, but as he does, he turns back into the Joker.
What made him turn back to the Joker?
I
Is
think
it the wearing off of the pills?
Yeah, I think it's just the wearing off the pills. I think his body probably developed
tolerance.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how you end up being Elon Musk with your shirt half open, jumping up and down at MAGA rallies.
Ran out of your.
I'm in love with Katie Holmes.
Yeah, sure you are, Tommy boy. You're looking for a different kind of hole.
yeah, you are.
Tom Cruise on my dick.
I got that. Did I say Tom Cruise on my dick? I
I meant
said
bottom gun.
Yo, talk to me, Goose. And by Goose, I mean dick.
Oh, you maverick. Lord.
What happened to the Iceman?
Same thing that happened to everything else.
Val-
Then he'll be back.
and Val Kilmer was a Batman. Bringing it back.
Val Kilmer was a Batman. Was not a bad Batman.
No, he was a solid Batman.
Fine.
Was that a bad Batman?
Was not a bad
Sure, that was
Batman.
a bad
George
Batman.
Clooney was a bad Batman,
Yeah,
but a good Bruce Wayne.
We will put Val Kilmer on the moon by the end of the decade. Why? I do not know.
That'll be the last thing he ever does.
He's gonna put a pole in that rock. I'll tell you what.
You ride a bicycle with no seat.
He had the best song for his Batman movie.
Which one? Oh, Kiss from a Rose? Yeah.
Made no sense.
Yeah, good old Schumacher Batman flicks, baby. Meant to sell McDonald's.
I love it.
It's funny that they do a continuation of the Tim Burton 89 Batman in comic form.
Yeah.
Where you have like the Robert Wool character and Billy D as Harvey Dent. Like they've continued that storyline because the fans are so upset that it never got a continuation. Nobody gives a fuck about the Schumacher movies at all. They're fun to watch in retrospect. It's always funny to me to think that Marlon Wayans gets a check.
I appreciate
for those
you
movies.
shouting out Robert Wall, too.
I love Robert
Robert
Wool.
Wool's great.
He doesn't get enough shout
I
outs,
got a
man.
tattoo of him on my head.
Yeah,
What was
shout
that-
out Robert
What
Wool.
was that role of his, New Bomb Turk?
The Wool of Wool.
And assume the position.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All these will sound like fake movies.
I was like, wait, what are we talking about?
And Robert Wool, if you're listening to this podcast, I want you to know you got 3 diehard Wool fans. We're Wool heads over here.
Do you know who Robert Wall is?
We got the
I do
Wool
now.
pull over our eyes.
I took my shirt off at one of his rallies. I did.
The Wool rally. Oh man, if you ain't been to a Wool rally, you are missing.
We are the
Wool.
only 3 people at the Wall rally.
We're there. We're the Wool
We're the
pull.
wall of Wall Street.
He's
right
pulling
here.
high in the Wool of Wall Street. I love it. Well, this podcast brought to you by Robert Wool.
By Robert Wall.
And sued by the estate of Robert Wool. He's still alive.
I know, I saw him at Peter Luger.
Did you
Really?
Actually, yeah.
Was he eating a steak?
They didn't let us in.
Oh, really?
Robert Wool's got pulled.
No, it was open. We showed up 20 minutes for a
They
reservation.
just didn't want you in there.
Yeah, they didn't want
Okay.
us. Yeah.
Oh, now I get it.
Yeah.
Got it. He's like, yeah, idiot.
Pretty sure Robert Wall's Jewish.
Is he?
But
I don't know. He seems Jewish. Maybe he's not.
Now who's the end?
Yeah, how does one seem Jewish, Brent?
I can say it.
You spin a dreidel.
Just cool it
Cool it
with the
the
Robert
anti-Semitic.
Wall jokes, with the Robert Wall remarks. So Batman and Jack temporarily join forces with the GTO to confront Neo Joker. As they battle, we finally learn what happened to Jason Todd, which has been a big question that
whole life.
true, that Jack has been wondering throughout the book. He's like,
He doesn't know what happened.
he doesn't know what happened. And Batman's been wondering. Batman's hated the Joker because he's like, you killed Robin, and Jack's like, I don't know what happened. And then Jack finally remembers, and that he remembers that he broke Jason Todd, and Jason revealed that Bruce was Batman, but he kept him alive, and he just let him go because Jason resented Bruce so much for letting him enter that life. And that's the line he says to the Joker. He goes, I wish I never met Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
that
Oh,
was
my
so
God.
crushing.
And Jason's choosing to have Bruce think that he's dead.
Yeah.
which is
most
worse.
Yeah.
So much worse.
That's
Do you imagine?
Yeah.
What is he doing though? Is he just a Woodsack like barbecuing in Wisconsin?
In the sequels, we find out what happened to him.
Oh, there's a sequel to this?
There were 2 sequels.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, finish it and then tell me what happens.
Yeah.
I
Read
want
the
to know.
second book live together.
Be a real quiet episode. Oh.
Where are you at?
Excuse me.
I'll get an ABC carpet and I'll read to you both.
But yeah, so that's why. And Joker's like, I always knew you were Batman, though. He goes, because Bruce Wayne was always replenishing the Batman reparation fund. It wasn't the taxpayers. And he goes, so obviously you were Batman. But this really kind of Oh, sorry.
No. I was gonna say like, how has no one else connected those dots?
Plot armor.
I sweep it under the rug.
Yeah, I always felt like Gordon knew.
Like I feel like if he
With
could
the
find
exception
that
of the Nolan trilogy, which they had a really beautiful reveal moment where he said something like, sometimes you just need to put a jacket over a boy whose whole world just ended.
Yeah, and
then goes,
telling him
"Wait."
the world isn't over.
Yeah, and then he notices it right before Bruce makes the sacrifice.
He's like, Harvey Dent? I go, no, what?
No, damn it.
Are you an idiot, Gordon? You saw him die.
The Joker?
Is it helicopter? Shut up, Pete Holmes.
Oh my.
Yeah, I always felt like Gordon knew, but Gordon had no help. So
Yeah.
it really would have costed Gordon a lot to unmask Bruce. And that's really the only other person he had to have his
He's
back.
like, I got Joseph Gordon-Levitt now. It's fine.
Yeah, Robin.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
But yeah, so after hearing what happened to Jason, Bruce realizes what's most important in his life, particularly the loss of Alfred. And he finally makes amends with Dick and Barbara. And they have such a beautiful moment where the 3 of them hug together.
Yeah, that was cute.
Yeah.
I liked that.
You never see them do that.
And
We never see us do it with the cameras on.
Yeah.
We hug real hard after. All of us.
strictly bottomless.
Yeah, none of us are wearing pants right now.
We love Winnie the Pooh.
Never, yeah, it smelled real awful up in this.
Donald
motherfucker.
ducking it.
That's why
Put it on
Brad
my
spilled
bill.
His water.
Yeah,
One
to
little
replenish.
shower.
But yeah, so they all team up to take down the Neo Joker, and they win. In issue 8.
Yay!
Which is caps with Harley's the one who actually takes her out, right? Which is awesome.
And then we get the reveal.
We get the reveal because Jack unfortunately succumbs to this Joker persona, but does marry Harley before he does. Batman reflects on his mission, realizing the needs to address his own demons, and finally reads the note that Alfred left him with Dick and Barbara.
Yeah, and I love how in every sentence he's like, I know you're probably reading this right now because now you're ready, and you're definitely reading it with Barb and Dick. Because you can't read it alone,
Yeah.
and now you've accepted this.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
You are the weakest link.
A little dicks on the bob, outrageous fun.
Dicks on the Bobby.
Bob the Bobby.
Yeah, put some dicks on the Bobby.
little
Yeah.
fosses.
Get a little stubby.
Outrageous.
Hey,
Yeah, we're
we
just gonna
stand here
bop
amidst
it.
my achievements.
It's not yours.
Not yours.
Have a good time out there in the boat.
But yes, we finally get the big reveal, which is Batman is talking to Harley, and he goes, "It was you. I know it was you."
Yo,
He
that's
realized,
crazy.
yeah, like, well, because Harley was a psychiatrist, so he realized Harley had the knowledge of medicine.
Us, like
Yeah.
3 times, and I'm like, why is she harping on this? Harley's harping on this
Because she was best
episode.
friends with Ben Urich.
Yeah.
You need
reporter.
you
I'm
need
a
to tell
psychiatrist.
people what your profession is, or they won't know.
And you have to do it every 2 issues. But it came into play at the end, and I still was shooketh.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
We even had a moment with her in the middle of, I think, like maybe 3 or 4, where he was like, I got you a dress. I always kept you close to the Joker because I wanted to keep it. You were the only way I could keep an eye on him. And we know Batman uses people, and you sort of go like, okay, yeah, obviously he would do that. But this is the first time where Harley has her own Regency, and she's like, oh no, I'm playing my own game now.
She's almost like Vite. She knew that Batman and Joker were on a head-on collision that was going to destroy Gotham. She was like, if I don't intervene, if I don't turn Joker sane, they're going to destroy the city. So she's like, I need to step in.
Yeah.
And Vite's like, and you should murder millions of people while doing it. And she's like, no,
No.
bad idea.
Bad, well,
Just,
stop it there.
I could
Bad
get
Adrian.
The cold gun.
Yeah, get the cold gun.
Cause flu season.
I told you it's called the Gesundheit gun.
Sniff, sniff.
Shiver.
Who got the keys to the Jeep? Brrr. I drive down the street. The top down, they see freeze, freeze, freeze.
Achoo.
Can we get freaky tonight? I can't stand the freeze. It's my window. I can't stand the freeze.
He's just drawing in the window.
Baby, it's cold outside.
No, don't let him in.
Maria, let me in. It's
I'm so cold.
outside.
You took my jacket.
Cookie.
I am Cookie Monster. What the fuck?
But yes, so Batman's like, you know what, Harley, you were the real White Knight, not Jack. Like, you're the true hero because you put a stop to this. And Batman's like, you know what? If Harley Quinn was able to take accountability, I got to take accountability. And he does what he should have done years ago. He goes up to Gordon. He's like, Gotham needs to know who Batman is. And he takes off the mask and reveals he's Bruce Wayne. And Gordon goes, obviously.
Yeah, that was the end, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't say obviously.
Yeah. But his face said it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
His little silhouette said it.
Yeah. What did you think of this?
I thought it was great. I feel like I say that every time. Thought it was great, you know? Learn something
Well,
I
we
didn't
try
know
to recommend
before,
great books.
okay? I'm just going to keep reading. READIN. No, it was great though. I'm seeing what my notes I had here that Brent always steals from me, but I have some more.
Shut up.
You did say a couple of things that she did say to me verbatim.
I'm sure. No,
And I was like, no, that's good.
Yeah,
If
I'm
Brent's
sure,
saying
yeah.
it, then we're all landed on the same
Yeah,
page.
but Jack, Joker, whatever. I liked the two. Like, I feel like it was like equal parts Joker and Napier,
yeah.
Yeah.
right? And kind of seeing him wrestle that with himself, and then like the freaking 10-step ahead game plan that Harley had, the real Harley. Yeah, I feel like this is a story that I've never seen all the characters in. Like they all had a role, and that they all kind of like
That's a
told
great
this
take.
Yeah.
crazy story that also connected to
They
their
weave it
like
together
origins.
so well.
Yeah, like it was a nice tapestry of everyone and their
Ooh,
worst
that's a good word.
traits and their best, including obviously Jack.
Yeah,
as
no,
the
but it
main
was
one,
just
but-
used to sell.
Yeah, it
book.
wasn't just like for show. Like
Even
everyone
Mr.
had a role.
Freeze.
Yeah, that cold gun.
I honestly thought he was pretty shoehorned in at first, and then I was like,
Right.
oh, this actually,
No, they all
there's
had
a
a
point, yeah.
with the connections
Yeah.
there and the
And I've
Wayne
never heard a
past.
story like this before. I've never seen like the Joker be a good guy and like actually try, and then the manipulation that went with that. He's still kind of jokery, but like I was like on his side the whole book, and I kind of didn't like Batman.
Well, that's
for
why.
most of it.
Yeah.
Well, that's why it's such
Like
a
I was
cool
like,
book.
yeah, he doesn't ever get consequences.
Right.
Fuck him.
Well,
Yeah.
they're taking the
Like-
most played out trope in all of comic books, except for maybe Betty and Veronica. And
Yeah.
it like true, like, and I'm not even saying that as a joke. Betty and Veronica, I think, might be the most played out trope.
think
And then Batman and the Joker, and it's just like they do something new and different, which is amazing.
Yeah, I've never experienced any comic book like this one, and now I could say I'm a pretty nuanced reader. So that is
You are.
that
Yeah.
is a statement. I never thought I would make.
It's great when they can do that with something like this because
Still
it usually
surprise
sucks.
people. Yeah, you guys as like hardcore nerd fans.
Mm-hmm.
How did this was your first time reading?
This is my first time reading it.
Yeah. What was your take?
It was amazing. I purposely withheld reading it because, well, we had a lot of books in our docket, but also I wanted to experience this with fresh eyes.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought it was incredible. I love when a writer is also the illustrator.
Yeah.
Because I think he can bring his ideas to life, which Sean Murphy does really well
Yeah,
here.
the
Yeah.
connection's super strong in
Mm-hmm.
this. I feel like.
Yeah, the art is as important as the word here, but you can almost take all the speech bubbles away and still follow along with what the story is. But the dialogue is just so crisp and good. There's so many great lines, like when he's in bed with Harley and he's like, "I'm 2 pills away from being a psychotic murderer that's going to ruin your life again." Like,
You're just one bad day away from being me.
bad day
Yeah.
away. This was really one bad day away, and without Betty and Veronica in it, like
Yeah.
it added something new to the conversation, which I really appreciated, and it also gave regency to one of my favorite characters of all time, Harley Quinn, who is always a hard character to ship because she is a Stockholm syndrome victim, as she's a domestic violence victim, and there's really
And a villain in her own right.
and a villain. And I love the Harley Quinn show. I think it's not only one of the funniest shows, but it's also just content.
I knew it was too much of a thinker.
Is there any adaptation from?
Live action or animation out of this?
I
yet.
hope so, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say nothing goes to waste, and it's such an interesting perspective. And like,
Frankly, I don't want to see the Joker again unless they do this.
I agree.
Yeah, I feel like they should. And he was ripped in this, so whoever they pick is gonna be jacked. So I look forward to that. Yeah.
Had to get one of those
So
in.
it's like, I'm going to start my free trial of Peloton.
I liked his outfit. I liked Bruce Bennett's suspenders. I liked April O'Neil's character growth.
Yeah, Joker had an Equinox membership in this one. Woo.
And he learned karate and Harley kicked him in the
Oh,
face. And he
yeah,
was like,
that's-
not the face.
That's true.
It's like, you think he's going to care about hitting your pretty face?
You had clown makeup on it, boy.
No touching of the hands or face, of the hair or face, and that's it.
You took the words right out of my mouth. That was my take from this book. Was like, I don't need to see the Joker again unless it's done like this. It kind of, the only time I think we ever really saw Jack and Joker on screen was at '89, right? Like Jack's dead, my friend. You can call me the Joker.
You're my number one guy.
You're my right hand man, and then he kills him in the next scene. Nicholson. When he was the Joker, we got to see him be Jack, and then we got to see him be the Joker. And then
Oh,
he
wow.
fucked
Well,
up.
that's where they
That's
created
old.
Jack, I think.
Yeah, right,
That's a deep. That goes way
First
back.
one,
Yeah.
well, second, I guess Cesar Romero
Is
first
that when
Joker.
DeVito was a penguin?
That
or-
was Batman
That was the sequel, yeah.
Returns.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Oh, woof. Those
Speaking of penguins.
those are those first two are good. The second two, you just get nice and high and watch them, and then you'll laugh at gay Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
What up, my Nigma? And shout out to all my Nigmas who are watching this
Oh
episode.
my.
On the subject of
Of
demonetization,
demonetization, this episode will make us no money, but we hope the true believers enjoyed it. Any last thoughts, Bat Fam?
excellent book. Tune in next week when we review the Penguin series, or stay on for our truest of believers in the Kirby tier as we answer some of your questions.
80-20.
80-20.